Alright, so last time you guys were able to continue in your chase after the necromancer that has been troubling the northern parts of this area. Though the more north you go, the more it seems like the middle ground you're in. After going to the north of Botisho in the desert, you're able to come across a old ruins slash crypt. As the necromancer was picking up some more materials for his underlings, with a rushed chase, you were able to get there in a good amount of time, seemingly early enough that he wasn't able to do too much on his end. There were a few undead here and there, two of which were relatively amicable to the situation. Dealing with the ones that were hazardous to your health, you're able to find Treacle, the Namazu necromancer, at the very end. Not one for words, Zairin charged into the fray as the whole party contested with the necromancer. And without much of a entourage for the little guy, the only help that it had was a weird red and brown mass that had been shuffling across the floors and wall. Once it was able to grapple with a few of you, it wasn't able to do too much during the conflict, as it was certainly immobile. After dealing with the necromancer, his body turned to ash like many a resurrected undead, as Al went to go smashy on the brown mass and its eyes. With both seemingly dead, you set the place aflame, though who knows how far that fire was going to spread in a place full of sand and sandstone. But at least the necromancer and the brown mass was alight. And through leaving, you conversed with the two undead at the entrance yet again, as they offered up a trade of services. They would identify most of the things that were in your inventory. In return, you would give them safe passage to the north, as they were wanting to go to Natalian. As the world isn't always a friendly place for undead, being with some alive people would at least grant them aid between them and those who just want to throw holy water on them. You didn't see much reason in declining, as there was, I think it was a 3-1 vote in the end, as you all decided you would take the skeletons along for the ride. They had their own undead steed and carriage, so they're not exactly going to be slowing you down anytime soon. And with the ability to identify things, they could be of use down the road. With them now trailing along, you returned back to Botisho to have a good old rest from the trials and tribulations of trying to chase after the necromancer. And for anything to follow with that, you know that Aristat Crow went off towards the east, where Debelay is, whereas Dartin, the person you saved at the crossroads, went northways to Rutstack. Though since you are heading back to that crossroads anyway to go northways through the mountain range, is a good shot that you'd meet one of the two groups on your way there. Anything else can be down to your biased decisions. And we ended off last session just as you had paid for some rooms and bedded down in Botisho for the night, as we move on into the next day. As I've already written the day passing, you also did send off a missive down to Hattahwood to talk about the whole Treacle situation, though that's going to take some time to get down there. And as everyone wakes up, feel free to do healing of your health and your cast level and cast modifier and MP, as well as to get rid of those strength penalties as they were temporary. If you have any damage, that's healed by 1.
Hooray, I'm finally feeling all the way better. And is everybody ready to set out?
I believe so, but where do we go next? Do we just double back or do we start heading straight to north?
We have the equipment to go through the mountain range now.
We do have the equipment. I feel like we should probably head back and then head up through the mountain range like we were originally planning. At least so that we can meet up with some of those other people who are trying to deal with the necromancer and let them know as well. Although it would probably be a little easier to just go north from here.
The road north from Bodashow follows the river, so you all will be attacked by the Naga pretty constantly.
Although the river, that might make it more difficult too.
Maybe. We don't know what we're going to get attacked by in the mountains.
That is true.
Well, I do agree with Sayre, and it would be in everyone's favor to double back, so we might be able to meet up with the others who were also pursuing the necromancer.
And there is the point of your possible tribe being there, which I imagine is a draw.
It's very true.
I haven't been paying the best attention, but we're not even close to like halfway yet through our deadline, right?
We still have plenty of time.
Alright, I vote for doubling back.
I'm happy
This should be
with this.
fine this time. Sorry, Justin, go on.
No, she just agrees. She's happy with it.
But while we are at the settlement, do we not want to try to sell some of the gear we have been lugging along? We have amassed quite a bit that we do not really need.
Feel free.
What are we trying to sell?
Some of the gear that we've amassed.
Well, we have weapons and armor that I do not believe anybody has any use for.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. Do we want to try to sell it here in Bodashow, or do we want to try to go to like Rutstack first?
Either or. I just figured now that we are at a settlement again, might be worth it.
I would suggest boat show. Rudstack is a small settlement. It's possible they won't have much fund.
Yeah, well, I'm not very well traveled, so I wouldn't know what the sizes of villages are like anyways, so I'll leave that decision up to you.
Neither am I, it's just what it says in this guide. You sort of just point at the map. Either way.
Well, if we're going by the map, then maybe we should wait till Fortwood. It looks like it's probably the biggest one in our direct path.
I do not particularly mind either way, just pointing out an option.
Oh, we won't know unless we make a move.
Yes, I suggest we get on the Chocobos, head back, sell it on the way. The faster we get moving, the faster we go. Yes, you're right, Zaya, we only have used 11 days, but we don't know what's ahead of us. The journey here was supposed to only take 3.
We spent most of our time in Lunaris, though.
We did. Getting funds. We don't know what we're going to have to approach on the way there. There could be toll roads, fees, sickness.
Which would also mean that it would benefit us to sell the gear now, to have it in money instead.
Agreed. I'm just saying we need to be cautious that it won't be a simple up and down trip as we've just found out.
Quite possibly why Karthurrah gave us so much time.
Well, I'm gonna go check on the undead and the chocobos and make sure everything's ready to go. I'll see you guys down there.
So what was the consensus? Do we sell them now or do we sell them forward?
I think we just sell them now. It's not like it's going to change the price, is it?
Just if they have the funds to fund it, which they might do.
Yeah, I would say we sell what we can here. If they can't take the rest of it, we take the rest of it to Forwardwood, because we're going to have to go that way anyway, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you are saying anything in Polish, so feel free to chat.
I'm assuming it's going to be pretty much everything that's in the group, Lou, unless anyone objects.
Does someone want the light crossbow? We should keep the bolts probably at least.
Keep the bolts. I've got 2. No, I think I've got 1. The other one's where we kept on the thing, so I'd probably say we keep all.
Just get the bolts on your character then.
Yeah.
So I think you're the only one who uses a crossbow.
I'll do that. If you take those out,
Then that is what we are selling.
And there's also stuff in the
There's
mounts and
also-
gear that should probably be in the
Yep.
weapons and armor.
Chain shirt, buckler, ice coat. Actually, no, the ice coat we want, don't we?
keep the ice coat. Yeah, that's for you.
That should be all we're selling.
Bucker.
Bucker. And you say you're going to carry the bolts.
Yeah, it benefits me anyway. I'm the only one who uses it.
Yeah, cool.
Just give me a moment to write this out.
It's alright, I would do the math for you, but I feel like it would take me a lot longer than it would take you. Is the 0.5 going to just be 5 gross or 50 gross?
50 gross.
Okay. Yep, that's what we got total.
Anything else?
Do we need to buy anything else? What's everyone like for rations and stuff? Because I mean, in group loot, I've still got 16. Did we need to use rations for that time we just rested, by the way?
You were in
Probably.
town, so no.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we've got 16 rations left and 10 feed, so we're pretty good for rations.
I think we probably stock though because the mountains are half speed regardless. So we don't know what's going to happen in there.
True.
This
but
is
we
probably
could
our last
restock
chance.
at Rutstack.
Yeah, maybe they might have something. They might have rations and stuff, so we could do that. I think it just makes sense that we do it now, if we're going to buy it anyway, right?
We get some here at the very least in Hattahwood, because we need to rest at least once between here and Hattahwood.
Yeah.
Maybe twice.
Just as not a point of order, but just a thought, it's very possible that if we're going to be fighting things in the mountains, they either be flying or have a terrain advantage on us. Does anyone else have a ranged weapon or a way of closing the distance better? Because I don't want people to be left out if we are fighting something like harpies and they're just firing arrows at us, for instance.
I should be okay as long as I can get into dragon form, because I can just fly after them.
I don't have any ranged options as of yet.
We had a crossbow that we just sold.
Yeah, but I'm not very good with a crossbow either, so.
It's ranged and it sticks.
You're a Dexy person. I
You'll
should
be
throw a sword.
technically. I was going to say you're better with it than me, technically. Which is full BAB. But if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm just raising the point.
Yeah, no, I'm alright.
Okay. We have a decent amount of money. Is there any other chemical items we want to try and pick up? Or any kind of I mean, we could pack it, try and get some magical armor for people, but I think the only person who really benefits that is Drazenka, because Al doesn't really use her armor.
Yeah, I lose my armor bonus.
And mine is, it's middling. It's not really that important right this second.
I can't wear armor, which is why I've been doing the whole magical armor thing. Mage armor, even.
I suppose the other thing to consider is, are there any spells anyone, well, let's say anyone, does Drazenka want any particular spells that might be beneficial to you that we could buy in town?
Not sure as of now.
Okay. Well, one thing that I would ask if we can buy is I'm out of sun rods, so I could probably do with a few of those if possible.
Try and pick up ion torches. I don't remember how much they are.
That's a good point, yeah. So look,
And we've still only got the one curing belt, is that right? Or have we got two?
I think we have two.
We have two now, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've at least got other healing if you run out of your triages.
Yeah, I'll try and put some more into that. So iron torches are 75 gil, so if they have them, that'd be quite easy to get.
Yeah.
That's for spells. If you have any suggestion for first or second level black mage spells, then I'm all ears. Access to second level next level though, but still.
Okay, so
Everybody's spelling stuff bad today. Oh god.
have you got? You've got the basics shield, choco feather, because I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot
Have
of
it.
potential falling off. Got that good. Air bubble can be useful for keeping alive, but I don't know how
Don't
that's
have
gonna
that.
be. Because
I don't need an
no.
ion torch, I have dark vision.
Okay. Do you want one just for seeing color though?
I mean, you guys are gonna have it on anyway, so not necessarily.
I don't think we all need one because we'll all be nearby. I'll be good with that one. But definitely probably
Sweet.
good for Zira and Edwin.
It's
Traveling
also
group
not-
anyway.
It's only going to be a case for Drazenka if Drazenka is away from the others and nobody else is near her that you can actually see her.
Yep.
Then if we're like resting up and keeping watch, then I can just have somebody else's at the
Yeah, you can
ready.
just, it's not like it's bonded, so that's fine. Did you say you're going to be second level from next level?
Yeah,
Drazenka?
4th gives me 2nd level.
Okay. I mean, your classics are going to be temper because you're using melee quite often, so that's a good one. See invisibility. I mean, there's a lot of icy ones which are quite fun, like icy breath, which might be more in keeping with who you are, and frigid touch.
I'm planning to get Endure Elements, Communal, and Icy Breath for the level
Cool.
up.
Oh, never mind on that fairy dust. That's 1500.
I would honestly say, I don't know how often this is going to come up, but darkness is really good if we are trying to close distance with something, because we are very melee-centric. If they're far away, if we drop that... Because is darkness dismissible? I think it is. No, it's not. Never mind. Just a big old chunk of darkness. But no, Frostfall's pretty good. As is, as you say, Icy Breath. So if you've got those, that's fine. I guess we just crack on then. We have the money. If something takes our fancy, we can always try and pick it up.
Yeah, I think absolute necessities would be the iron torches and rations. Do we have enough feed for the birds?
I was going to say that would be the
We've
second
got 10
point.
feed for the birds.
I say, so there was a weight limit, right, as to why we don't have like absolute shitloads of this. So do we
200
just
pounds
get...
cargo?
Right. And how much is the feed per...
10 per one.
Yeah,
10 per
feed's
one.
heavy. So that's already using 100.
But we just
Okay.
lost a bunch of weight because we sold the gear.
True.
I think the gear wasn't really factoring into it as much.
I mean, there was a lot of like blades and armor and stuff.
But
Mm.
there is a lot of large tents and all of that sort of business in it.
Yeah, I think that we don't actually have that much capacity. Maybe we wait until Rutstack when we've used a bit of the feed to restock and
Able
then
to
go.
make it rot
I
stack.
mean, just tie stuff to Owl. Owl can hold more than the cart.
Yeah, but Owl's still on the cart, so it still
I
counts.
know, she'll just have to walk next to it.
That slows us down though by quite a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Right, should we just decide we're going to go to Rutstack? We'll rest on the way, try and speak to the Crimson Sleeps as we go, pick up extra food and feed when we get there, so we have the capacity, and then forge to the mountains, yeah?
So what have we bought so far? Because I haven't taken anything out of the group loot cache yet.
Iron torches, if they have them, we don't know if they do yet.
Yeah, they do. He already said there is iron torches here.
Cool. Sorry, Sarah, did you just want to get fairy dust? I didn't quite see that.
I was just looking at stuff that might be useful, especially like you were saying for flying enemies. We would be able to fly for 5 minutes, but they're super expensive.
I'm just confirming, because I had it as +6 con enhancement. Giant drink is +4, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
The one you have would be +4.
Yeah, that's fine. I did change
Yeah.
it to +4 because that's what I thought it would have been.
I don't know how
Um,
beneficial.
so we're getting an iron torch. It's just so I have it, because mage armor doesn't disappear when I'm in my dragon form.
Okay, we can get iron torches here. Sorry, I didn't see that in the text.
I didn't want to interrupt your conversation.
So how much money have we actually got altogether?
It's in the chat. 725 gil.
There's 650 left if we buy one iron torch.
Could buy at least 2. Because you guys like go in separate directions all the time.
That's not maths. 75 if we bought 2 iron torches. So that's 1 for Zeren and 1 for Edwin.
No other tools for skills you want in?
We have climbers kits. We have all that. I've been given that armband for spellcraft, which is nice. Not really off the top of my head, no.
Alright, is the party setting off from Berdasher?
I believe so.
Okay then. The 2 skeletons that are coming in tow are just at the back, unless you wanted them somewhere specific.
They're just outside as best we can. I know that there are more understanding people of undead around here, but as Drazenka knows, they qualify as evil, and some people may not be as understanding of that. So I think we just keep them as out of sight as we can within the cart.
Alright. As the party sets off from the town of Berdasher, you come to the fork in the road just as before, heading southways to the bridge. I need everyone to give me a perception roll, please.
Boys,
As
unusually perceptive today.
As you come up to the bridge that you were accosted on the other day, Drazenka and Zairen will notice faint blood smears across the barrier that goes over to the side, as well as some footprints through them going towards the east.
I guess I'll point that out.
I saw it, yes. Probably another scuffle, maybe.
I don't know, but I don't see anything leading back to the water. I wonder if the person got away or if they maybe need help.
Maybe try and follow the tracks. If we're stopping enough, like, get down and see how old this seems to be.
Yep, you can roll survival. looking over the signs of combat, you can minimize the time frame to between 6 and 18 hours.
Well, it hasn't been that long ago. Then again, we only came through here yesterday ourselves. Or 2 days ago. Time's a little weird right now.
Yeah, time's weird.
Mhm.
We should definitely keep an eye out and see if we can see where these tracks lead if somebody might be in need of help.
Well, if they are following the road, we might be able to catch up with them.
Clambering back into your carriage, you can do just that. It comes up to the end of your journey for today, and with no other signs of the footprints, it seems as if whoever went across the bridge is long gone or flew off into the sky. There's also no sign of the Aura Rogadine that was here a few days prior, seemingly having moved on themselves. Is the party bedding down for the night?
I was gonna suggest, do we want to make it all the way to Hattahwood tonight? Just so that we can not be sleeping outside and then passing through down first thing in the morning.
We could try, but we have been pushing these poor birds a lot in these past few days alone.
I will not be pushing the birds. If you wish to do this, you're going to do it without me. I think we bed here.
I see
We're no
harm
longer
bedding
in-
here.
We're no longer in pursuit, so we're not in a particular hurry. The only problem really is the proximity of the river.
Seems like a majority wants to bed.
Indeed. The river is close, but we don't really have a choice. We'll have to keep an eye out.
What was
Okay.
Giasta's opinion? 'Cause you kind of cut off.
I said I'm happy to bed.
No.
At least we have 2 additional pairs of eye sockets to help us watch.
And the skeletons would look at you with nothing in their eyes besides red points. Alright. Is the party still having their watch rotation, or are you leaving it up to the 2 undead?
Still do the watch rotation.
Yeah, might as well keep it going.
Alright. Zairin, give me a perception roll, please.
Oh boy. Because I'm so good at these.
Alright. The Skeller Bros are also meh.
Wouldn't that be Al? Because I'm 4th watch.
Yes, it would be Owl. I did buy icon order, not watch order. It doesn't matter. I've done you now.
Aw, come
Oh.
on.
I mean, if Al already wants to take the spot of Zirin.
Do I just have to take his result, or can I roll my perception?
You can roll it, I suppose.
Correct answer.
There's a high chance you get less than 11. See? There you go, less than 11. But you still got a higher bonus.
Mm.
Rolled 1 less, got 10 higher.
Mm.
Alright, as Al kind of pushes Zyron back into his bedroll,
Go to
Al,
sleep.
you can hear off in the distance the slashing of steel through flesh. It is not close, but it is close enough that you can hear it.
She'll turn to the skelly boys and say, "Hey, do you hear that? Wait, do you even have ears?"
We don't have those faculties, but we do have the ability. What? Birds?
No, that noise. Like steel cutting through flesh.
Nighttime hunts, maybe. If they're fighting. Not after us, I suppose.
How about one of you come with me and check it out while the other one stays?
The two skeletons look to one another. They bring out their hands and they start playing rock, paper, scissors. The one draped in silver armor will lose and has to go with you.
Lose? It should be the one that wins to go with me. Telling me they're not excited?
No. Just us two. Not gonna wake the others.
We're not going to engage, we'll just have a look. No need to
Alright.
cause trouble.
The skeleton will follow you as his bones to Rickon. You trying to be stealthy at all as you go towards the noise?
How stealthy is the skelly boy?
You can hear his bones rattling.
Are you afraid? Yes, I will try and stealth.
Oh, no. Almost rolled a 290 then. The pair of you make your way towards the sounds as you come up to the shadows of two trees. You'll spy 5 men draped in bluish armor, currently cleaning off their weaponry, and on the floor, a mound of serpentine corpses.
She'll sort of just turn to the skelly boy and speak quietly. I guess you're right. Let's go back.
I see your curiosity is easily sated.
I got no quarrels with these men. I need to do nothing.
Okay. The pair of you return to camp, and nothing else happens throughout the night. This time you wanted to take out the feed and rations.
I shall
And
do so
whoever
now.
was trying to learn those blinded sleep scrolls, you could try again.
I'll try again. That's another no.
Someday. with a new day dawning, you can easily get to Fort Woods in the next 3 hours. Just as before, the large town is relatively devoid of the hustle and bustle of normal settlements, though more filled with the sound of nature from birds chirping or the creaking of very thick tree trunks. One sound that is prevalent, that isn't normally heard here, however, is the smashing of a hammer into stone, almost as if someone is trying to chisel away at a creation. Though it is not currently in sight, you could follow the sound if you were so curious.
I will mention what happened last night, or what she spotted last night. And nobody cares.
And they were just sitting there.
What? They weren't sitting there. I just told you they were clean weapons, and then I came.
Your voice is breaking up for me.
I was about to say it. I didn't know if it was you or me, but I
Ow.
wasn't catching that.
Al basically explained that they weren't sitting there, they were killing serpentine creatures and they were just cleaning their weapons, and then we turned around and came back.
Probably had something to do with the Naga folk.
Maybe.
Do you remember where they were? We could just check it out on our way through.
I will point to said direction.
Is it the direction that we were heading, or a completely different direction, or maybe somewhere we could just like take a little detour and see what happened?
I can rewind to you having back in the camp. It's to the west of your camp.
Well, if they were already cleaning up, it sounds like they had everything in order. But we could check the area before we leave if you're so curious.
If you to go check the area, you won't see the 5 men that Al describes. However, you will see blood across the grassy plains, as well as some not exactly mutilated, but definitely carved out corpses of Nagalings.
Can we go to the corpses and effectively see? Because it seems like, maybe just at a glance, but it seems like a harvest, not just like a raw fight. Like these people were here to get these creatures, harvest them, and then take what they wanted from them and leave.
You could roll survival or heal.
Ugh.
Drazenka can't exactly put 2 and 2 together, but she knows that they didn't just die and leave them. However, Al and Edwin, you will know that along with the normal fish scales you get from them, they have also carved out the Naga's hearts and decapitated.
Would it make sense? Like, would we be able to put 2 and 2 together that they've taken this and also they've stopped them from coming back because they don't have all of their parts anymore?
You could roll Knowledge Arcana, Knowledge Religion, or it would mostly be those 2. Yes. You know, if something gets decapitated, it's relatively hard to revive it. as well as the heart also normally being used in rituals of necromancy. So since they've done both those things, they basically made it really hard for these things to come back.
I'll just explain that to everyone else and just say, blue armor. Maybe it's another member of the Icicles. It's a shame you didn't let us know, Al, but they're gone now and they've done what they needed to do. These cuts are very professional, though.
I'd say it worthy of waking you up for it. Gotta get your beauty sleep. Especially Zero.
Just...
No, you didn't notice that.
Because Edmund's just looking at Al with like progressively getting worse bags under his eyes over the course of the adventure at the mention of beauty sleep, and it's just like, okay. Either way, it seems like our Icicle brethren, I hesitate to say it, or at least other guild members, are taking this very seriously. It seems like some of the other guilds are not doing so, so I think we made a very good choice when we picked the Icicles. Either way, not much we can do here.
Well, the Naga have already attacked settlement, so it makes sense for people to start taking them seriously.
Indeed, but they were attacking people before. No one was doing this, were they?
Well, there were warnings and people were probably hunting them down.
Either way, we are under no obligation, thankfully, to deal with these things. We have our own mission to deal with.
We don't really have any reason to stop here, so we might as well just keep going, yeah?
Agreed.
I believe so.
So the party is setting off.
Yeah.
Alright. Leaving Hattahwood to continue off towards the east. As it comes to the part where you're going to be settling down for the night, however, you'll both hear and see the creaking of wood as a wagon is approaching you. Astride in the driver's seat is a person draped in leather armor. The person next to them, more in metallic armor as they sheen across the sunlight. They wave an arm in your direction as they kind of motion you to stop for a conversation.
Hello there.
As you stop and get closer, you recognize the man waving to be Darton.
Oh, I see,
Nice
it's
to-
you.
It's nice to see you all able-bodied and heading away from the necromancer's location. I take it all's been dealt with.
Yeah, there's not much left of the necromancer. We finished them off just north of Boda Show.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Rather quick work. I take it he's not going to be coming back anytime soon.
Well, I'm not really well versed in necromancy, but I'm pretty sure we took care of it.
There is not enough left, I believe, for him to come back at any point.
Well, good news all around, I suppose. You say north of Boda Show?
Yeah,
Indeed, there was an underground temple.
Most likely trying to replace his losses on the battlefield. Well, I can send some birds over to just confirm, and we'll probably have to send some people just to make sure the place he went to isn't going to be excavated anytime soon. Were you able to talk with the man, the Namazu, much before he fell?
No, not really. He was not really the talkative type.
Shame. Would have been nice to know what set him off. If not just for, make sure it doesn't happen again.
Well, we do kind of have an inkling on why that might have happened. And I'll go into the details about who they were and what started them on this path. At least in my perception.
Quite a long tale, but it's disconcerting that they had connections to the Nagas.
I'm not really sure what their connection to the Naga is. I just know that they were working in tandem at some points.
Sounds like there might be another person up still working with the Nagas who he was also serving.
You don't happen to have any more of that alchemical fire that disabled the golems, do you?
We do. I have some with me.
I have some as well.
Would you mind handing it over and get our alchemists to look at it and see if we can counter whatever they're doing? The golems are the most powerful force in the military and guards.
Certainly, I don't mind. Then I'll hand over the one I had.
Sorry, do we know of these people?
Yeah, you met Darton on the crossroads because he was the lone survivor from the attack from the undead that were there, and he told you to go west to go after the necromancer.
Sorry, I had to step away when they were introduced. Yeah, if it's Darton, that's fine. Yeah, I will hand over the two that I've got left, so you have to use some. So.
There should be more than enough for them to investigate what's inside. It's quite curious that they're using alchemical fire as a base, but I suppose it was to go against the wood golems. I'll be taking these down south. We need to return to Kirky to get a good enough rendezvous with everyone else. I've already sent word off to Aristat when they're turning back, but they were able to get much further away from us due to their undead faculties. Did you say you were going northways when we met at the crossroads? Are you pressed for time?
Not pressed, but we do have a time limit, yes.
Well, since you were able to defeat the necromancer, I did say you would be compensated for your aid, and, well, dealing with him is certainly more than enough aid. If you come back with us to Kirky, we can set up a reward for you. If you are pressed for time, however, we could send birds to deliver it northways ahead of you.
We will be making a return trip at some point. It won't be until sometime later, but if you can send it up north in ahead of us, that would be preferable, I believe.
It'll just be a case of when and how you get it, really. If you come with us to come Kirky, you get it immediately. If you want it ahead of time, we'll probably set it to, you heading to the Italian?
We are going through it, yes.
We can send it there. I don't know, 3-4 days till you get it.
I think. I'm sorry, Andrew, go on.
I was just gonna make something up. Go ahead.
I think we may need to go to Kirky and get this reward. I know I said that we got pressed for time in our own way, but as you say, the resources we need beyond the mountains will be beneficial. We have a long way to go, And if we can kickstart our way here, after having a bit of a think about it, that may be worthwhile. I'm just saying that's an option. Again, we can vote on it, but this time I think I do vote we go back. Even if temporarily.
That's gonna put us about, what, 4 days? Yeah, about 4 days or so. We've got enough wiggle room for that.
Well, if we do the preparations we need now, we can just double back faster when we on our return trip.
Indeed.
Alright, sure.
Are you fine with that?
The more resources we have on the mountains, the better it'll be for us. So, yes, I'm all for it.
Indeed. Everything I read about mountain travel is how harsh it can be. The best we have, the better we will be.
Well, that's great then. It's getting towards evening, so I guess we can camp here for the night and we can head back to Albuquerque together.
Sure. I hope you don't mind, but we did pick up a couple of undead that survived their master's death, and we're trying to bring them north with us. That's not going to be an issue with you, is it?
Undead that the necromancer made.
They kept calling him master, so I assume so.
They call the necromancer creator.
Oh, creator. Yeah.
They called somebody else master, who was above the necromancer.
He mentioned that the Naga were the masters of Treacle.
Okay.
Well, if they're not under his control, I mean, if he's dead, his president just fall on the floor, but it should be fine.
Yeah, they've been with us for a couple of days, and they haven't tried anything that I've noticed, so it seems like they've been trustworthy so far.
I mean, I'm used to hanging around with undead anyway. If you vouch for him, it's fine. If nobody else has anything to discuss, your two parties will set up camp. One of the people in the opposite carriage, however, is a coup, and you can easily see their carriage go up as he gets off of it. And they set to work putting up a campfire and pot.
So, I'll go over to the two undead. I just realized we don't know what to call you guys. Do you guys have names?
Yes. Names are kind of the last thing we have of our past lives. Aside from that, it's all a blank.
Would you mind sharing them with me? I didn't want to just keep going around calling you guys the undead. It's just unnecessarily sinister.
Fair enough, I suppose. I'm Biggs, the one in gold armor says. And I'm Wedge, the one in silver armor says.
Biggs and Wedge. Got it. Nice to meet you.
And to you, Siren.
Do you remember what races you were before you perished, or were you? Do you not remember those things?
Humanoid. Not a tall, not a small. Somewhere in the middle.
Good enough, I guess. When I'm done, I'm gonna go ask Edwin if he could try to figure out what they were before they died, but I'm not gonna do that within earshot of them. And, well, if you guys actually need anything or anything like that, let us know. And I don't know if you heard, but we're gonna head with these guys down south to Umkirky before heading back up north. You're more than free to keep coming with us for the whole journey, but you're also free to take off on your own whenever you feel like it.
We are fine with a detour.
Alright, yeah, don't feel like you're required to come with us just because that's what we talked about. If something else is going to work out better for you, then feel free to let us know and we'll part ways. Or keep coming with us, that's fine. I certainly feel a little more comfortable at night. I don't have very good senses, and the fact that you guys don't sleep is more chances that we'll notice something. Anyways, I need to go work on my medicine with Edwin. I'll talk to you guys later.
Talk to you later.
And then whenever I get a chance with Edwin, I'll ask him what they used to be if he can figure it out.
Why do you want to know, Zayon? Do you have a way of bringing them back?
No, I'm just curious. And they don't seem to remember.
What purpose does it serve? Just for your curiosity?
Yeah, that's it. Just curiosity. I'm not going to treat him any different.
And he'll sort of pull out one of his anatomy books. Can I just give it a crack? See?
You can roll a heal skill, yeah.
Ugh.
Can I attempt to do it on my own?
Yes.
I don't think I have the actual skill, so to be untrained.
I'm pretty sure heal does not care.
Not terrible. Better than I was hoping for.
They are certainly humanoid. As for Edwin, it's relatively hard to gauge what they are, as they do wear masks and they are coated in clothing and armor.
Yeah.
But you're pretty sure they are either a Elvan, a Hume, or possibly a Aura.
I can't say exactly what they're going to be, but they were either Elvan, Auran, Hume, or what was the other one, sorry?
It was those three.
Oh, sorry. Essentially, standard build, standard makeup. One has long... Well, you know, the differences between them. That's what they are. Well, actually, no, what they are now is bones. So...
Alright. I mean, I guess it doesn't really make that much of a difference, like you were saying, but... I was just curious.
No, curiosity is fulfilled. Yeah, and I'll hand him one of the smaller books. If you want to really read about it, you can do it in here, but I probably won't be spending more time on this.
Alright, well, thank you for sating my curiosity. Good night.
Good night, Zarin. Just remember, curiosity got the cat killed. Just be careful you don't follow it too far.
Yeah, but satisfaction brought it back.
I didn't realise satisfaction could be used for resuscitation technique. He sort of looks through like a load of other books and has a sit down.
No, that's just the saying. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back.
You can see he's just writing like a stream of notes like, oh, I see, so if the brain pathway works in this direction, the satisfaction to... And it's just writing streams of nonsense, effectively. Trying to figure out how that would work.
He just whispers under his breath as he walks kind of away. It's just a saying. But he obviously recognizes that Edwin is already in his own head and is not going to notice anything else that Zarin says at this point, so he just walks away and goes to his bedroll.
Unfortunately not.
Is Al or Jazenka doing anything in the camp?
Nothing of much note. Maybe just playing with the fire and tending to it.
I'll help whoever's cooking if they need help.
They'll accept the help. And outside of being in a much larger group, the camp goes through without any issues. Moving away from the campsite, you're able to traverse during this day without any issues. And seemingly, with a larger party of close to 10 members, nothing really seems to bother you during the night either. Another day of travel is met from creaking woods and the rattling of bones at your rear. As you look through the windows or around the side of the driver's perch, you'll see that there is a larger caravan behind you. Led by skeletal chocobos, you'll see astride on the driver's seat two relatively well-garbed undead, as they with their hands to you in a friendly motion, as they catch up to you.
Hello.
I see you got some brothers with you. You're the lot that Darton told us about, yes?
Indeed we are.
The undead will smack its hand onto the back of the driver's perch as the door of the carriage opens, revealing Aristat inside. It's good we were able to catch up with you. I've heard word that has been a necromancer apprehended.
Apprehended might be the wrong verb.
A little late for that, but he has been at least dealt with.
the threat has ended, you could say.
Well, that's one outcome of many. Sad to hear somebody of the undead persuasion couldn't be persuaded to be on the better side of it.
Yeah, I think he was out for revenge. I'll just go through the whole story again. uh, so yeah, I knew of him before he turned to undead arts.
It is strange he had to turn to necromancy in such a way. But it's possible since he was accosted by a dragon. That's the only thing that could have stayed his little tour on this material plane. I would love to pick his brain later, but that'll be requiring some longer form magics. The threat is dealt with, and from your tale, it seems to be quite the ordeal. There was a reward for the halting of his menace, but it seems you took the correct path, so you'll be getting the lion's share of it.
Awesome. When he passed, he did leave behind 2 undead. Their names are Biggs and Wedge, and they're out. They're in the back there.
I did sense a few more undead amongst your party. I take it they are not tethered to the necromancer if they're still moving.
I'm not real well versed on necromancy, but it doesn't seem like it. And they've been helpful to us.
There are many ways to make things move again. Theirs is a bit more expensive. It's possible they were on a much more important mission for the necromancer. But if they're no longer following said mission, it should be fine.
We did encounter them a little earlier before we even really knew about the necromancer that much, and they were carting wares towards Omkirky, I believe. And they seemed to be by themselves back then also.
That could be their mission then. Fund making for the necromancer.
They were sort of worried about being safe. They were worried that they might be accosted on the road because of the actions of the necromancer. So we promised them that they could come with us until they were safe up north. But maybe you'd be able to talk to them and take them under your wing. If they're okay with it, and if you're okay with it, obviously.
Well, with this whole business of people saying north for the difficulties with the necromancer, 2 new undead even more north may cause suspicion, but I can speak with them, see if they wish to join my company. I am very homely to those without skin.
We did make a deal. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say that would be appreciated. Let me go introduce you to them, so at least if they choose to, they can make their own decision.
If Zaren's saying that, I won't say what I was going to say.
I can converse with them over the night. Neither of us require sleep. If you wish, you can rest at the inn, and hopefully you will have your reward ready in the morning when you set off.
Right, have a good night.
And to you too.
Is the party doing anything in Kirk capable of going to sleep?
Working on how to turn satisfaction into a resurrection method. Apart from that, no.
If you need the prices for instant stables, there they are again.
Just you take that out of loot, or do you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Cool.
So what's everyone having?
Basic again. So I'm a basic bitch.
Jazinka and Zirin, what are you guys having?
The regular single room.
And I'll pay for my own, the 2-go one. That's gonna be pretty close to it for me. Gonna have to start staying with the plebes.
But I'll take my personal out.
Yeah, I was just about to do the thing for the birds as well, but we need to do the vehicle as well, so isn't it 60 gross?
No, it's a total of 20.
Oh.
If you're just having normal stable services.
Oh, I thought we did premium before, but I guess not. Or we always done stable.
You did premium once.
Yeah, we did premium just before we started going west, just to make sure that it was in a good state. I'd probably recommend we do that at Rutstack if we can, just to make sure it's in tip-top shape before we go over.
Yeah.
And if not, I've got the personal fund for that, that's fine.
Alrighty, party sleeping.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, pass it to the next.
Where's this reward at? That's what I want to know.
Moving back down into the inn proper, there'll be a rather large chest propped atop the counter. Next to which there is Arstat Crow, though not many other people that you recognize.
I hope the night gave you rest for most recent of events.
Certainly, thank you. A bed always beats a bush.
It's good to hear. I've sorted through your rewards. Hopefully what you find in here is applicable to the work you have done. I also made note to write down what each of these things did. I also spoke with Biggs and Wedge. It seems they are quite liking the terms I have put forward, and they are fine to be going into my employ if you are fine with them no longer accompanying you to the north.
Yeah, they were mostly just with us for safety. As long as they found something acceptable to them, that's good for them.
It's also probably much safer to stay in your employ here than travel all the way to us towards Natalian.
That would be up for debate. If they stay in the Talion, that would be more the cozy work life. Whereas as a adventurer like myself, there is a danger on the road.
Well, as Zeran said last night, if it is really up to them, if they are happy with your terms, I do not mind.
That they are. And at least with my company, they should not have any backlash from having been made by a rogue necromancer.
Well, this has already taken enough out of our schedule, I believe. Thank you very much for your kindness and hospitality, sir. But I think we have plans that need to be moving forward instead of backwards.
Indeed. Let's open this gift and be on our way.
More of a reward, but anyways.
Opening up the chest, you will see inside there is a rather soft foam inner with 11 holes, each of which sets within a stone that hums slightly. Nestled underneath each is a scrap of parchment with some writing detailing what each one does. As there are cracked versions of the dark blue rhomboids, the deep red sphere, dusty rose prism, gold nodule, incandescent blue sphere, magenta prism, mulberry pentacle, pale blue rhomboid, pale ruby trillion, pink and green sphere, and a scarlet and blue sphere.
Okay.
Ooh, floaty rocks. And they couldn't give us 12 to make it even, could
Even
they?
it out, yeah, right? No, that's not allowed.
Arsat just hands a redstone to Al, and it has written on it Wilson.
Just
It has
slip
written on it
into her
what?
pocket. Don't worry what's got written on it.
I probably wouldn't have caught it anyways.
So it's
Just
a
know
red
that
rock, right?
confidence bonuses do not stack. Just to reiterate, if anyone forgets or doesn't know, these are all iron stones. You just need to grasp them, and then they float 1d3, I think it's feet or whatever, away from your head, and you can have as many as there is space floating around your head.
Have as many as I want. I'm just going to stick them all above my head now.
No. We have to have some. But yeah, I'm good with 11 and 4 unless anyone else wants those particular ones, but I'm happy with that.
You mean you don't want the second stone out to put onto your fly skill?
Well, yeah, I guess.
I'm taking it that these numbers out of order is in the order of what you would more want to least want.
Oh no, I just put them in that order.
I just those the way I saw them as I read them. I started off near the bottom and then went down, and then I was reading the rest of them from the middle up.
To be fair, if we just put all the ones that we want in, we could just find the ones that we have contention over, and then just, I don't know, roll for it or something.
That's fine with me.
I'm just
If
about to
everyone's
put my list up.
G just has choice paralysis. Seems like one is quite the
1,
sought after
3.
rock.
Yeah,
So
1 and
is 3.
3.
Yeah, 1 and 3. I think everyone apart from me is after 1 and 3.
Just
Oh,
puts you
wait,
first in
hold
the
on.
Initiative. Anything with initiative is just decent.
That's not the one I wanted. I don't want one.
You don't want to be
I
more
was gonna
perceptive?
I was gonna quiz you on that for the person that's got -2 perception.
Although being better at perception is always good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather have somebody who's already good at it be better at it than somebody who
Could I
doesn't.
use 6? I know. To be fair, it's a stupid question because it says any one skill, but could 6 be used for my fly skill as well?
It's still competence, right? So it wouldn't stack.
I wouldn't stack.
You want to use what for what?
The magenta prism +2 competent bonus on checks for one skill you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just checking.
Okay, change mine 1 for 2. And my
We're also left
roll
with 3.
20 just decided to freak out, so I'll be right back.
And I can take 5 and 10 and concede the rest.
Yeah, I'm happy to just claim it 8. And obviously roll for the rest or whatever.
Well, 5 because
Why did I put 2? I didn't mean. Oh no, I didn't mean to put 2. Never mind.
Is this in our handout somewhere?
I'm gonna claim 8 now, so it's just in my list.
Is what in your handouts?
It's in
The list.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
handouts. It's in the items at the very bottom.
Okay. Well, I had to refresh roll 20 because it decided to freak out on me, so I lost access to
You
it.
couldn't handle all the stones.
Too many stuff.
losing all the marbles.
Okay, are there any that are unclaimed? We've got 1, 2, 3.
I love how it's any strength-based skill, and it's literally just climb. Oh, it's swim, I guess.
Swim, and if you got intimidating prowess, intimidate.
There you got it. But I'll stick it on the
7.
climb, because why not?
8. Nobody's
I'm not
going
sure
for
that would
9.
work because it's not strength based. You're adding strength to it.
Alright.
Fair enough.
Eh.
Nobody's going for 9, so I'll put that on my list too.
Well, it seems like Edwin is the only one who wants 11.
Yep.
only Siren wants 7.
Yeah.
So currently, those are uncontested, so those are taken. For some reason, Siren wants a -2, but I didn't give that as an option.
Oh, that was supposed to be an attack with a space after it.
I think I'm the only one who wants 5 though.
Yeah.
And I don't. I just added 9 to mine, which I don't think anybody else had. So unless anybody else has got that.
For 9 stealth, I don't know if anyone else bothers for stealth. Sitting what's left are 1, 3, 4, 6, 10.
Wanna roll for the rest?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Zyra, Drazenka, and Al all want 1. I'll go with the list on
I think Zeren dropped 1.
Yeah, I went for 2 instead of 1. I had misplaced the number that I was supposed to be going for.
Should I roll for these ones then?
Or 1.
I can have number 1. Siren and Al both want 2.
Yeah.
Al gets the second one.
How many? That makes 3 total for Al.
So far.
Well, plus the extra one that she got.
Then for number 3, that is all 3 of you. If I roll the correct dice for 3 people. Drazenka gets the 3rd.
Zarin does.
Huh?
Was that what you said? Zarin got the 3rd?
No, Drazenka gets the 3rd.
Oh, okay. I heard the Z, and that's all I heard.
Good try
So
though.
here we want here.
I am quite tired. I apologize.
Did no one else want 4? Is that just Edwin?
I think that's just Edwin.
Yep, happy to take that.
Alright, Edwin could just have 4. Don't know why I didn't see that. Then there's 6. Which is Drazenka and Al. Drzenka gets 6. The last one is 10, which is between Drzenka and Siren. And Zierin gets 10.
All right. I'm just imagining that all of us are sitting there, like, picking one at a time and just rock, paper, scissors, one after the other.
Certainly a visual for it.
Is there a specific charisma-based skill?
If you do the buffs, there is one for charisma skills, I'm pretty sure, for a drop down.
Oh, well, it just says on one charisma-based skill, doesn't it? Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
which one?
Pick
The 10, yeah. You choose which one it is, and then set.
Just pop it in as an item bonus. It's pretty best.
Yeah, I gotta make sure it doesn't overlap with the other two. So, I got Bluff Diplomacy already. Handle Animal might be nice for the Chocobo stuff. Intimidate could work. I'm gonna go with Handle Animal, I think. Oh boy. So I ended up with 3 of them, it looked like.
Yeah, I'm just typing it out now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so Edwin should have 4 and 11. Al should have 1, 2, 8. Zyron should have 7, 9, 10. Drzenka should have 3, 5, 6. Yeah.
That looks correct.
It looks about right.
Yep.
But didn't Al get an extra one?
No.
Oh, I thought you got handed one.
I've got
yeah.
a fancy rock.
I
You got
a
Wilson.
fancy rock.
Oh, fancy rock. Got it.
Just count it as a developer item.
It's a cosmetic item.
Pretty much.
It doesn't have any stats. It's just there to make you look glowy. Or give you ethereal wings or something like that.
He now has an aversion to walls. Alright, has everyone set their stones?
Yeah, until somebody comes and nicks them from us, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Edwin, what did you set as your intelligence skill on your stone?
Heal, because my class changes it to intelligence. So it's not like a feat, it just flat goes up intelligence now.
Alright. Ow, what did you pick as your dexterity skill?
Fly.
Fly?
Yep.
Okay, and what did you pick as your strength skill?
Climb.
Zyron, what did you pick as your charisma skill?
That was handle animal.
Drazenka, what did you pick as your wisdom skill?
Survival.
And currently, what is your +2 to any skill currently set to?
Perception.
Alright. If that ever changes, just either type it or let me know.
Will do.
With a bunch of rocks now floating around your heads, what's the party's next course of action?
Head north. I mean, that's always the plan, but we always get sidetracked. But head north.
Do we
Just
now
like-
need more rations before we head off?
Yeah, we will. I'm just wondering for the weight, we pick up the.
We're down to 8 rations.
Do we pick up the rations and feed now? Because it's what, 2 or 3 days to get to the mountains?
Well,
Oh,
we've
that's
only
not a straight
got
line.
enough for 2 nights of rations. That's if we don't obviously hunt for anything.
If we only got 2, then yeah, we may as well fully restock then, I suppose.
At least get like for a couple more days and then we can finish up stocking on Rotstack.
Should we say 3 more days of each, feed and rations, and then crack on?
Sounds good.
I'm just double checking the feed. Animal feed is only 5 gross, but it weighs 10 times the amount. It's 10 times cheaper, 10 times heavier. Nice.
Right, we're up to 10 feed and 20. We're up to 10 feed and 20 rations.
I guess that's pretty much the capacity of the car, isn't it?
Yep, that's what we had before, so just mimicked it basically.
Alright. Might be worth us picking up another car if we can, and if there is any way of doing that at some stage.
It should be easy enough to keep it topped up every time we go to a settlement.
I suppose we're not going to like the desert or anything, there is room. Oh well.
party leaving on their way northways.
Don't see a reason not to.
Alright. With stones in your vision and food in the carriage, or at least at the top of the roof of it, you head out and continue on your path towards the north. After being sidetracked towards the west for a detour of Zairin's past, you're back on the road again. Hopefully devoid of harmful undead. As you move your way northwards, you pass by where you were last attacked by some undead in the night, but instead of undead costing you, you all hear a voice within your heads. As each of you get a separate message from Karthurrah asking, how fares the journey northwards? I hear tell of necromancer issues. You can all have a 25-word response. Everyone is typing. It's going to be very awkward if Zairin says it had nothing to do with him.
How do you get it to look like that?
Slash me.
Slash me, okay.
with those replies sent off, no further communication is made. Does the party converse or do anything before heading down for the night?
So you're gonna ask if anybody else got messaged, and we'll discuss what he sent.
Yes, I'd simply informed what was going on, the fact the Naga are becoming worse. Hattahwood has rivers leading towards it at least, but maybe not into its borders. Not of a large size, anyway.
Yeah, similar. I mostly just said to take a look at the letter I sent back, because, I mean, I sent back a page and a half or so.
I also mentioned that you sent a letter with more information about the necromancer.
Yeah, so there's always that extra information that I sent back already, so at least with the limited nature of that spell that they're using, they can get more information that way. Nope. I don't notice that.
Well, I'm
Something
sure
the matter, dear?
Nope.
Looking at now.
Nothing. I just asked if there was any meat for this mission that we're doing.
When have you ever lacked meat in Hattahwood?
I don't know. Wonder if there's going to be a new selection by the time we get back. He never replied, though.
The area has decent hunting grounds. You have been to them yourself, have you not?
I have. I'm just wondering if it was going to be prepped by the time we get back. Don't like doing it myself. Never tastes too good.
Oh, we've made our reports. Something we do need to address, however. We've heard rumour of a tribe of Ronsur, similar to yourself, in the mountains. Jazenka, do you remember anything about these people, and are they going to be a threat?
Well, the people I lived with, my family, we tried to avoid everybody. They prefer to keep to themselves, so I do not know if this is the same tribe or if there are multiple different tribes. They are large mountains.
They are.
But the mention of trading with the other settlements doesn't sound familiar to me. They prefer to be self-sufficient.
Understood. That's all I wanted to ask. Who knows? Maybe this is a gift from your deity. Icy mountains, icy folk. Hopefully it's not a cold reception.
I suppose we'll find out. This is the furthest I've been from Hattahwood since I got there.
Indeed, and I've never left.
And how does all this feel to you, Edwin?
Hmm?
this is far from home. You have dealing with issues you probably didn't even imagine while you lived in Hattahwood.
Yes, I think I went a few miles from Hattahwood, if anything. It's all very different. But it's a good learning experience. I'd need to leave anyway if I'm going to figure my doctorate out, and this works very well for it. Less undead would be beneficial, however.
Less antagonistic undead, at least.
Indeed.
I only know there was someone else besides the Namasu.
My concern is that maybe the Naga have some kind of cartel or cabal of these necromancers. I doubt they've simply got one point of failure.
There might be something even above the Naga. They might be pawns in all of this as well.
Possibly.
Seeing as they will also became undead once felt in battle once.
But we've only come across a smaller scale Naga, yes. We couldn't identify that other one and it got away. The rest of them were all with Nagalings. Do we know anything about, like, the, to want of a better word, genealogy of Naga? Do we know that Nagalings are low on, like, the kind of food chain?
Pretty sure I mentioned that the first time you fought them. Nagalings are, like, the lowest part of the hierarchy. If anything, Nagalings are closer to children to young adults.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think there is something stronger, but I think it's another form of Naga. Bigger, more intelligent.
And every time there are skirmishes along the rivers, they have been, well, mostly the Nagalings aside the bridge towards Botashow.
Indeed. Which would imply they're smart enough to send out expendable troops. I hesitate to say it, but evidently they can make more Nagalings easier than they can something with more clout. I worry about a return trip, that's all. We can't get bogged down here, but this could get worse very quickly.
Well, Dartin has the alchemical fire they were using, so perhaps they can reverse engineer, at least examine what that was about.
Indeed.
To repel any further attempts, at least.
I hope so.
Then now that Mr. Crow isn't after the necromancer anymore, he can be in a more central position to survey the situation also.
Indeed. Well, I suppose we're not going to find out much else about the Naga going through the mountains, but I can imagine that it's going to get a bit worse from there. The rivers are on our east and western sides. If we have to sidetrack, then we're going to have to encounter them again. I do wonder. There's a city on the northeastern side, Tillydrone, right on the mouth of one of the rivers. It seems like we're getting more and more Nagaling problems than the further north we go. Maybe worth avoiding that place.
It is not exactly in our path anyway, so I do not see why not.
It's not, but then again, neither was Botashow or Hattahwood, but here we are. I digress, I'm waffling.
Well, we won't know the Naga situation further north before we get there ourselves, no?
Indeed, the proof is very much in the pudding, as I've been told. Let's go.
And go to sleep you will.
Yeah, when I say let's go, he literally just pulls a blanket around himself and forces himself to go to sleep.
As the day moves into the next, we will have our break here.
Alright.
Now we'll go back. Have all the sounds been returned, Jaster?
Yep.
Sounds like it. Alright. Jack B. Give me a D100 roll, please.
Like me physically, or do you want Edwin to do it?
Yeah, bring out your and take a picture of what you roll.
Okay. I did see that they're doing this thing now where you can buy something where you roll a dice and it inputs it directly into Roll20. That seems like a colossal waste of time.
Yep. Why don't you fix all the issues rather than adding new features?
People want to, actually play D&D by rolling their actual dice.
In all fairness, I do miss the click clacks, but hey ho.
Got like 10 sets of click clacks.
We need to get more, because then whenever we play a game and we're like, and you're running it, and you go, okay, they roll damage, and we hear just this avalanche of plastic.
I'm not playing a rogue anymore.
You still do percentage though.
You cut out right in the middle of that. You still do what?
You still deal precision damage though.
Yeah, yeah.
Close enough.
You've gone for Diet Rogue, but with sword.
Non-fat rogue.
Oh, that cut real deep. Oh.
Alright, everyone give me a perception roll, please.
I joke.
Damn!
Someone's very shitty on it.
Alright. As it turns to evening, the sun is still high up in the sky, but it gets to the point where the chocobos are wanting to rest. However, with a few more minutes to go before you reach that point, Al, who apparently is very in tune to meat after her previous request, and Edwin will both spy that there is a dead raven on the side of the road.
I will point it out. Do you see that?
Yes, I mean, birds die all the time, but I feel like some kind of force of fate is inquiring us to go and have a look at it. Shall we? Drazenka, please don't tell me this is one of your deific conventions again.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yes, is this one of your god's things where they send signs of something?
Is what like that?
Divine intervention, sorry, yes, that's it. Is this a...
No, what are you talking about? What, did you see something?
There's a bird... Yes, there's a bird over there, dead. There's lots of birds that die all the time.
You mean that black rock over there?
That's... It's got feathers. Ow. Please go and get the bird.
I'll go and pick up the bird and bring it straight over.
It takes like 10 seconds as we're still moving forward until Zayrn actually finally makes out that it's a bird, not a rock.
Yes, you know, winter, blackbirds, that kind of... I'm going down a tangent, aren't I?
You are wasting your breath.
Alright, you pick up the raven, bring it back to the party.
Does it have anything like Sorry, go on.
Al, with that previous perception, you will notice as you pick up the birds, underneath it is the snapped arrowhead end of a crossbow bolt.
She'll like lift up the bird higher and be like, "It was shot by the looks of it."
Are those birds game birds? I don't think so.
Ravens are used by some cultures as messenger birds. Who shot it and why? We're not in a war
Indeed,
zone.
and is it still carrying anything?
Indeed. And can we have a look at that bolt, if you don't mind, Al?
Here you go. Put your hand over.
Yeah. Can we try and figure out, I think from what Drazenka said, is there anything else on the bird, or evidence that it was carrying something that's been removed?
You can roll perception.
And if I can I see how long the bird has been dead?
That'll be a heal or survival.
I'll run heal first, because I want to see something good. Ugh. Roll a 5, yeah, 5.
Edwin, you feel like the bird has been dead within the week. Drazenka, you think it is closer to 1 to 2 days. And looking over the bird, you can see markings across its neck as if it was a messenger bird carrying a message, but it has since been taken away. And the markings around its talon show that it came from Debelay and was meant for somewhere going northwards.
You can see that Edwin's seen something, and he's in some kind of internal conflict as to whether he's going to say anything about it.
Well, it's been dead for at least a day or so. It was carrying anything?
Was it carrying anything?
How do I make a choice between, like, a previous decision and, like, a duty of care? That's what I'm trying to work out.
Between the previous decision and what?
Basically, we have from a lawful good perspective, the way I'm thinking about this, we've already agreed to go and help Karthurrah. Like, that's the main point of us being here, right?
Mhm.
And we keep getting turned around because we're helping people, and that's fine, that's good. And I know Edwin's been suggesting it. Edwin's just trying to work out if Debelay have sent a raven that's been shot down, and they are right next to a river system. It's entirely possible, and maybe I'm just conjecturing this, but maybe I'm not. That's what he's kind of thinking about. Is there a real serious threat? And if we don't do something about this, something bad could happen to a lot of people. Then again, if we turn back for the third time, we're going to lose even more time.
We can always wait till we get to the town and ask them if this is one of their messenger birds. I'm sure they've got like a rookery or something like that. I don't remember what it's called.
Well, I haven't told you yet.
Well, do I spot the same thing Edwin would have spotted? Because it was taking a long time to respond to my question.
Yes, if you're also looking over the bird, you know that there are markings across its neck as if it was a messenger bird, however it's been taken, and the markings on its talon show it's come from Debelay and was going northways, but you don't know where.
Debelay's quite a trek away from here.
It is. And I'll sort of just explain what I was thinking about.
I do not believe we need to go all the way there ourselves. We can report this to Radstack.
That stack is a town. There might be some adventuring parties we could potentially pay to go back to where we came. I wouldn't be adverse to that as long as someone's told. Is there any way we can try and identify this arrowhead as well, or the crossbow bolt? Like, is it of a specific design? Because if we can find out who shot it down, that might be ideal. I don't know if that's a thing or not.
I mean, personally, the person who shoots messenger birds would leave like unique arrowheads to be identified.
It's me,
from.
Jeff. No.
It's that calling
Yes.
card.
Yes, I do something completely probably illegal. Here, come find me.
It's got like a 15 grid reference of like the house, social security number. No. I'm also.
If you have any
Sorry.
skill to do with fletching bolts or anything, you could roll that. If not, you can do an untrained knowledge local.
I think it's more just like, you know, certain people will like just cultures will design their arrowheads in a certain way. I do not, because I'm not an archer. Otherwise,
Al, looking across it, for one, you barely have half of it. The sharp end of it. But as far as you can tell, there's no unique design. It is a standard settlement crossbow bolt, so it's not tribal in any nature, from what you can tell. Edwin, it's a bog standard crossbow bolt you could find in most any settlements. It's normal materials and no unique design.
So, I think you're right. I think we need to keep going, but we have a duty of care. If we can get word back to Umkirky, we'll hire an adventuring party with the money we have to go and at least check on Debelay and let someone know their bird didn't make it that far. I think that's fair. Agree or disagree? That's my thoughts.
I agree with
I
that.
agree. It might be just a personal matter, something few people disagreeing with each other and not having to do with anything else.
Maybe I'm simply jumping at shadows. It's just this area seems like a hotbed of danger, which I didn't quite expect, frankly, going not too far from Karthurrah's domain. This thing doesn't happen there.
Did you describe the bolt as being just a standard bolt?
Yeah, if me and Al look at it, I would definitely say so. I don't know if Al does, but like, basically reaffirm that this is a very basic crossbow bolt.
Well, I suppose that narrows it down somewhat. It means it's not one of the Ronso traps from the mountains, most likely.
Do they not use crossbows?
Well, at least if it was my tribe, they would use something they made themselves. Handcrafted.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Yes.
Unless things have changed, it has been a long time.
I've understood the idea that if someone takes the time to shoot down a bird, which frankly is not an easy target to hit, moving through the air, I imagine quite high above you, they must have some skill and some purpose. I think we go and send someone back. Unfortunately, I don't think we can stop. And yes, I know we have a lot of time, but that time will leave us very quickly. We can always get more money, we can't get more time.
Without knowing what this is all about, I do not see a reason to just rush blindly to Debelay ourselves.
I agree. I suppose it's just the medical instinct in me thinking people are in danger. But people are always in danger. A messenger should suffice, at least.
Agreed.
But yeah, I think we just head on from there. Unless, Al or Zyra didn't want to say anything.
No, I think we'll just head on.
Are you taking the Raven with you?
Yes.
All right. Outside of this event, you can head to bed. And Drazenka, roll me a will save, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Could be better, could be worse.
As it comes to your watch, you're probably a bit more on edge, if not a bit more alert, due to previous nights during your watch. Though thankfully you've had quite a few undisturbed rests, though a lot of that was due to being in a larger group. But being so close to the mountains, with possible danger and people hunting down messenger birds, it comes to the point where you have a bit more of an eye and ear out, and possibly your whiskers if they even have any functionality. And as it comes to your watch, you feel as if there is a floating eye nearby. However, as you look to it, nothing is there, as you feel the sensation dissipate, almost as if it wasn't able to clearly get a good sight on you. Another thing to mention, as you possibly breathe out in a sigh of relief, you notice that your breath is visible.
Does the air seem colder?
Probably not for you. Whilst you are adept at being in cold weather, you can probably still detect it. It is colder, not cold for you.
Well, that's what I would still recognize. It's colder than usual. Do I need to roll for the eye, or can I make an educated guess?
You can either make an educated guess, or you can roll knowledge arcana. You are unsure what it was about. It definitely feels like it was either otherworldly or magical in nature, but that's about it.
Okay. And just it seemed to be on me specifically.
Yes. Whilst you don't know how your party feels, they don't look any different.
Okay. I'll just wait till the morning before saying anything.
Alright. Outside of that event, the day will pass into the next. At which point, after a few moments, your breath will no longer be visible.
Edwin, do you have a moment?
I suppose. What seems to be the issue?
Well, ironic as it is, you are more well versed in magical affairs than I am. I had something weird happen last night.
Well, I suppose objective, you understand it's practical more than it's theoretical, but I digress. Yes, sorry, go on.
For a moment, it almost felt like maybe something was watching me. Like from the corner of my eye, there was like an eye in the air, but when I looked at it, it was gone.
An eye? Could be a number of things.
Seemed to be, yes.
He'll sort of pull out his little notepad. Well, it could be this, it could be this, it could be... do you need to roll anything specific?
You can roll knowledge arcana.
Alright. Decent.
From what Trazenka can explain to you, you're pretty sure it's some form of scrying magic, and she was able to stave off its effects, and it was not useful.
It appears someone wants to scry on you, Trazenka. You tell me that you couldn't see it when you looked at it. That would imply it didn't work.
Yes, it was there only for a brief moment, and when I tried to look closer, it vanished. And while it happened, for a moment, the air also seemed to be a little bit colder.
Does the leader of your church have such magic? Or someone you know of Shiva's following?
It is possible. I'm not entirely sure what Sister Matriona is capable of, but I suppose that would make sense.
I simply hope it's someone we know and does not mean us harm, which is attempting to scry on you, rather than someone who knows of you and wishes you harm. Do you truly not remember anything from before? You just know of them and you left them some time ago, but would none of them have this magic? I mean, I don't mean to be uncultured, but surely you must have some kind of shaman or magical wielder in the tribe. Do they have this ability?
It is possible. Again, I was a child when I left them, but it has been so long. I assumed if they were using such magic, they would have already used them before. I suppose It could be possible that they have been checking in on me every so often, and this is the first time I've ever realized.
Strange. Why now?
I couldn't say.
We better warn the other two.
At first I suspected it had something to do with the raven we picked up, but it seemed focused on myself.
Indeed. If it's focused on you, I'm just curious as to why.
Then if it's my queen, as I also briefly suspected because of the cold, well, I believe she would have other methods to check in on me. If she ever needed to.
The other issue we have is cold is also associated with death. We've been dealing with death very frequently, have we not?
That is true.
You know, it was a much easier adventure when we were just going to... And have a think for a second, and then go to Fort Mock, and just to, check it out, right?
Unfortunately, the world is so much larger than that. Or fortunately, depending on where you look at it from.
I suppose. Just seems like people on a destination journey are seen to run into more of the world's problems than anyone else. I suppose if you move towards something, you're going to hit something eventually.
Well, as I said some time ago, perhaps this is why Karthurrah gave us so much time in the first place.
Which worries me. Karthurrah is a very interesting and powerful, intellectual, borderline deity. People see him as such. He's powerful, certainly, and respectable. So why send us?
Well, he himself phrased it that we have the most potential currently. I have no reason to doubt him.
Maybe. I don't doubt him. It's just odd. Having your life out of your hands, I suppose. Although, you're probably more in line with that yourself. You have a god, you have something to follow. Belief.
Everyone has something like that. One just happens to be a deity. Yours is your will to help people.
Indeed, it's tangible. It's the intangible I don't really understand. Either way, we should probably tell the other two. I don't feel right leaving them out on the idea that they may be on watch one day and someone is looking at them.
Of course, I just wanted to talk with you first about it.
No, it's a good move. Thank you for asking. And as I say, you know more about magic than I do. You can use it. I simply know the formula.
And in this case, it was more than I knew.
Well, at least we know it's happening. I'll say, Aaron, whichever one of you tried to start your arm wrestling match, would you mind coming over here for a minute? In fact, both of you.
She was going to lose anyway, so it's fine.
You thought?
Yes, I know you have a slight variation on arm wrestling where it's effectively a fist fight, but please, we need to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up?
Jazenko.
Well, something happened last night, and we thought it should be fair for everyone to be aware of that, if it happens to them as well. I think someone was trying to scry on me last night.
What's that?
I will explain scrying to Al, because I know exactly what you were going to say.
Spying through magical means.
That's creepy.
Al, all you need to know is someone can throw an eye very, very far to go and look at you sometimes. And if you aren't strong enough in your will to resist it, it will see you.
You're going to see Al visibly start, like, prodding at her eye and, like, how do you
Not that one.
throw?
No, you
Oh.
can't do it.
Sounds cool, though.
It is. No, it's very, as you say, Siren, quite creepy, frankly. Especially for people who you don't know. Which is our concern.
It could be just about me, or it could be about the group in its entirety, so if anything happens at night, I just thought you should be aware of it.
Indeed. Jazenko also mentioned a drop in temperature. This may be a sign of it. I don't think this is anything to do with Karthurrah or anything within his domain. He has the means of speaking to us directly. He doesn't need to see where we are. But I don't think colds are really in his repertoire. He prefers hot or warm drinks at the very least.
We are getting close to the mountains, so it is possible it was just that, but the timing was a little too coincidental.
Indeed. And the cold concerns me. It's either something to do with the true element of cold or the coldness of death. Which, and I'll look at Zaya and pretty more than Al, we have had quite a bit of experience with recently.
Yeah.
We just wanted to let you know we can't stop it at this point. Just keep your guard up where you can. What I would say is don't let it distract you. The idea that something can look at us now is not exactly settling, but we do have a very serious and very hard climb to make. There's no point worrying about what people can see when we're stuck in a mountainside.
This is also not exactly a secret where we are heading.
Well, actually it is.
Well, up to a
Isn't it?
certain point.
Yes. So
But
let's
right
just
now we haven't been extremely subtle about our aim to head to Fort Mork.
Good. Let's keep it that way. We don't know who can hear or see what we're doing.
So just if anything happens at night to you, just let everybody know. Nothing we can really do about it now, but at least we would be aware.
Indeed.
Is
Not
the
cool.
response.
Sorry, go.
is the party heading up to Rustag? That's what it is.
Yeah, and we'll just say that not quite the allegedly cart ride up to the north we were hoping for, but there we are.
All right. Continuing on towards the north with Raven in tow, you will reach the settlement of Rustag. Just as was explained in the brochure that Edwin loves to refer to, Rustag is a relatively small town with not much renown surrounding it. However, as you enter, you will see a few more people garbed in leather and metal here or there, signifying that the adventuring parties are still going to and fro. As such, it definitely seems like it's more guarded than anywhere else, if not for a very relatively small wall that goes all the way around. It's not tall enough to block the view towards the mountains, however, as those skyrockets past the cloud line, meaning you can't see past it and you cannot see the top. Getting closer and closer towards the north and towards the mountain range itself, the temperature also drops quite a bit, most of you being able to see your breath of the wind, though thankfully not too adverse to give you any issues. And as you come up to here, the guards will wave you towards them to the side of the portcullis gate.
Hello, guardsman.
Good day.
It's a much better day than what we had past week. What's your business in Rustag?
We're getting a little bit of supplies and we're heading through the mountains.
That's a very common thing for people to be doing around here. Well, I can say you're definitely arriving at the right time. You got any sensibilities about how to get through there, or are you looking for a guide?
We should be alright. Just if you can tell us anything we should be mindful of.
Well, we've not sent any parties up there since the storms, so there could be some danger on the road due to debris, but aside from that, normal mountaineering as usual. You may find it a bit difficult with that carriage of yours, but if you just spend some extra time, I'm sure you can get through there with it. Outside of that, cold weather gear, plenty of food and water, and good sense of direction. A guide would certainly get you through there a bit safer and speedier, but that's down to you.
How long does it typically take unguided people to get through the mountains safely?
Unguided, you're looking with mounts in tow, about 3, maybe 4 days if you get lost. If it gets too blizzardy, it's a bit hard to keep your wits about you.
And with a guide?
With a guide, easily 2 days.
We have some additional objectives to go through on the mountainside. I think, I'm going to look at Trzynka, we should be fine unguided, yes?
I believe so. We have people who are quite well versed on the wilderness, and we do not mind taking it carefully and slow.
In fact, we spent quite a lot of money on the additional kit, and I'll look in the back of the cart for all like the specialist wheels and the chains and everything for making it worth it. Speaking of which, do you have a Rainwhite here? Is it a Wainwright that people do with carts?
Cartwright?
Why do I feel like Wainwright is the right word? Cartwright is probably the proper word.
A Wainwright is a maker and repairer of wagons.
Nailed it. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Cartwright, Wainwright. Do you have one that we can speak to about fitting this gear onto?
We certainly do. We got stables as well if you need new chocobos to set you up there. We got shops to sell general stock, climbing gears, goggles, cold weather clothing.
I think we would benefit from having a service at the cart before we get up there and fitting all the kit. It's much appreciated, Guardsman. Thank you. I realise I'm in the back, so I'm just going to poke my head out, so apologies on that one.
If you want a full rest for your eyes and a good old day to take care of your chocobos and carrots, you can always go to the Colourful Bard. Got those services as well.
I think this may be beneficial. What do you all think?
Sounds good to me.
I could do with a bite to eat.
And I'm sure a drop to drink as well, yes?
Ah, you know me well.
I do. Fortunately.
Also, would you have any of, like, where would your guardhouse or something like that be? We also have something different to report.
The guardhouse is near the center of town. You should be able to easily enough see it.
Thank you.
Any other questions I can answer?
Not from me.
Well, I hope you have a good stay in Rootstack and good travels on the mountain path.
I sort of wave at the back. Going past.
Where's the party's first destination in the city? Town.
We could start with the Colorful Bard and leave our cart there and then just walk to the courthouse.
Are you entering into the Colourful Bard, or are you just dropping off the car and going?
It'd probably be worth spending a night here or something and figuring out. They said that it was a week ago that something bad happened. So maybe we just take a day to take stock and sort of make sure everything's in good order before we go up the mountain. What do you guys think?
Well, that's what I figured. We would be spending the rest of the day here, rest, then leave in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but like...
And are we going to the guardhouse before the Colourful Bard or after?
Yeah, I was saying that we just drop the cart off so they can have as much time as they need to fit it and fix it and all that, so we can go to the guardhouse first.
Yeah, I think we do essentially drop the chocos, go to the guardhouse, as you say, and then go back to the bard if Zaren's good with that as well.
Yep.
Do that.
Alright, you can drop off the chocobos and carriage. Are you going for the premium service so you can get the cleans and repairs?
Yep. Can... well, take the question, just are we good group loot wise for that? I think we are.
So
It's
take
that
gross.
expensive. Yeah, it's 20 gross. It's not terrible. 40 gross per vehicle, so 80 in total.
Yes, 80.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not a million. It's not a lot of money. Can we also potentially ask? I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at this. So we have cold weather carriage gear, and we have. I think that's it actually, which probably would allow us to put like chains and stuff in it. Can we ask someone to install that while we're here, or is that already put on?
You can have the people do it the stables for you.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah. If we can get them to install that, that'd be ideal, because I imagine we have to put it on before we go up there, right? It's not just on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, if we do that, then I'm more than happy to crack on.
Alright. You pay its stable hands the money for that as they start to work on repairing and setting up for the cold weather stuff. And you can easily find your way to the guardhouse. There's no one outside to stop you, so you're free to go inside into the kind of entrance room where there is a counter that a guard is sat at.
I'll head over to the counter.
Afternoon. Can I help you? You lost something?
Not quite. Well, we encountered something that was a little worrying. We found a dead messenger raven outside the city.
Wonderful. Do you have the bird with you, or can you describe what it looked like?
I do actually, yes, and I'll produce the bird.
It's just in
I
your
was
pocket.
carrying it for Sutrasanga now.
Even more wonderful. He takes the bird from you, takes a quick look at the neck, and then to the town as if he knows where to look. Devil, eh? Not far for a bird. This would have stopped here if it hadn't left a message just for here. It would then go off towards past the mountain range, but obviously wasn't able to do that. I take it the missive was missing already.
It was, yes, we found the bird as is. Probably a little better because it was a day ago, or last night that we saw it.
Well, it's got about a 2-day lead. It's possible we can find who did this if they're not fast on their feet or on a chocobo.
At the very least, if you can inform the people who need to know about this, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I can ask around for a few scouting parties. I'm sure the adventurers would love this kind of work. It's relatively simple, good enough pay for not much danger. Unless, whoever shot this down was part of a bigger group.
Well, I'm happy to hear it will be taken care of. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Of course. And she'll return to the party.
How did it go? Sorry. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, Zaren's sitting at a table at the colorful bard, looking a little mopey.
Mopey?
Yeah, he doesn't have enough gil for the extra wet room.
Did you just go to the colorful bar where the rest of us were in the guardhouse?
Oh, I didn't realize everybody. Sorry, I am
You
very
went
tired.
inside as everyone else has left you. No wonder you're mopey.
If I see that, because I assume Zoe's probably just looks at the prices and been like, shit, I can't afford it.
Yeah, he pulls out his little sack of change that he keeps on him, and he pokes through it a little bit. Then he sighs and he sits down.
Edwin will fish out the money he needs and give it to him. How much are you missing?
I take it the party just goes straight back to the colorful barge after the guardhouse then.
Looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today.
Unless you guys have something you want to do. Sorry, I was trying to make sure that was sorted out.
I've got enough, but it'll leave me with 11 gross.
I'll hand him a Gil.
You don't need to do that, Edwin. I can stay in a regular room. I just prefer to have a real bath.
I know I don't need to do it. You're my friend, Zarin. My cold manner does not mean that I don't care about your well-being. Also, it saves me a lot of problems because I don't have to de-flea you.
That's oddly heartwarming and at the same time a little mean. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Edwin.
It was not intended to be mean. My apologies.
No, it never is.
Ah, I see. And yeah, I gave the other money to Al, so you can have that for whatever you want. Shall I?
Thank you.
She will quite happily take the money and look to buy a drink.
If I see you buying cheap shit, though, I'm taking it back.
She ain't buying cheap shit, she's going for the best shit.
4 people try to open the door at the same time. We all fail.
Entering into the colourful bard, the nearby fireplace roars within its centre, filling the room with a good amount of heat as you all let it outside. How dare you? At the far end is a little counter where you can see another Moonbarn manning it and a Moogle moving through some mugs and plates. There isn't many people currently here. Either they are out and about, asleep, or just being a slow day. Sat at one of the tables is another Ronso of the High Hrothgar, the Hrothgargian types. I forget the name.
Hi, Hothrog. That's a Skyrim place.
I was going to say, isn't that where you learn the voice?
The Hornless types, as well as a quest board on the northern wall, next to which there is a counter with a large parchment set across it and a Corrigan-type Mandragora writing into it.
What you write in there?
I'll be lining for the bar.
Edwin's just going to stay here and keep an eye out. He knows he's not the best person to talk to.
Hello, sir. I'm currently just writing in the guild duties. You here for work?
We might be available for work. We're getting ready to cross the mountain, but we're not in an incredible rush or anything like that.
Well, there's always work to be picked up, but a lot of people have been coming through lately, so there's a bit less than usual. If you're wanting anything, feel free to look at the board and talk to me.
Alright, I'll take a look and see what we got here. Then I'll wait patiently for them to finish writing.
I will refer to the quests if they ever come up.
Aaron writes them down in their little descriptions, and then we'll relate them to the party later.
Mumon will pick out a tankard of whiskey for Al.
Nice to see you around with my inns again there.
Indeed, hello again, Moonmar.
You've traveled quite the distance. Though you said you were heading to the fort, yes? Still many a distance to go.
Indeed, we have traveled far, but there's still a ways to go. It is nice to see a familiar face on the way.
Yeah, talking about familiar. How many bars do you own?
Oh, close to 50.
And what, you just travel between all of them? All the time?
I told you this when you were at the last one. I have homunculi set up in each one.
I need more drinks to understand this conversation. Drink, please. See, I said please this time.
Well done.
He just nudges the drink he's already poured closer to you.
But for free? You shouldn't have. She'll start drinking.
I'll wager you're stopping here before climbing the mountain range, yes?
That was our plan, yes. Have a bit of a pit stop before heading to the wilderness again.
If you're looking for any sort of guide, Pharaoh there can ferry you over.
Yes, the guards at the gate told us about possible guides, but I believe we are well set to travel on ourselves.
Fair enough. Not exactly in any rush.
Not really, no.
Might you be stopping in on the tribes that are up there? Many types of Ronso like to pay honors to the goddess Shiva.
We heard about them, yes, and quite possibly. We will see how the travel goes, however.
Then I shall give my own prayers that you're able to find the place.
Very much appreciated, Mulmar.
Might you have any questions about local news or events? Or just want to chat about anything?
Well, we heard there was some sort of a ruckus last week or something like that. What was that about?
Yes, there was a week-long harsh winds blowing across the mountain range. We had to close them off, as it were. Too dangerous for anyone who wasn't too magically inclined to traverse. Thankfully, that passed about 3 days ago.
Yes, the guard did mention a storm as well. It's a relief to see if it is over.
It is certainly over. We've even had people going over and coming through. So people are able to get past again.
We were also told about the possible debris on the road. Anything else we should be mindful of?
The entirety of the mountain range isn't mapped out because the snow and ice means a lot of it is changing. But since there was such a harsh wind, it's possible that many of the roads themselves are inaccessible.
Anything specific we should be mindful of for the wildlife?
Wildlife-wise, it's a bit difficult for them to attack anything when it's calm like this. They know we'd like to attack during the blizzards and the heavy winds. But if you are to be accosted by anything, there'll be winter wolves, some fae here or there, even some elementals.
Interesting, I kind of turns to her side to look at Edwin and like, if anything comes to your mind? Or anyone else?
I don't think so. I think you've nailed pretty much most of it. Want to know what we're facing up there? Sort of the terrain we're going on? I don't think we'll need a guide. I think we can just do this ourselves.
Indeed, that is already plenty, if nobody has anything to ask, and we still have the rest of the evening to think of something, I suppose.
I did grab the quests off the board and to see if you guys wanted to do any of those.
Sorry, the caps go ballistic. What happened?
Depends how quickly we can do that quest, because we are gotta get over that mountain eventually. We keep going back and forward.
Well, let's look at them. I don't want to take any of them that might take us backwards again, but we might find one that's taking us forward, perhaps.
The new quests work in the way that you have to at least come back to here once you finish it.
I don't know. Moonmar can get around pretty easily. He can just tell us that we completed and let him know and get the reward for us.
Unfortunately, as
Sure.
I remember, Moonmar doesn't really deal with the guild business. Am I correct?
That's about it. It's already enough having to keep control of my establishments. Throwing in guild stuff is too much information.
It is completely understandable. Well, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we do need to purchase rooms for tonight at least.
Indeed.
For this establishment, we just have single rooms and suites.
A single for me, please.
Likewise.
Do you have any other rooms with the wet rooms on it?
Yes, you'll find those upstairs.
I'll take one of those, please.
I can set you all up upstairs. You want to have neighboring rooms. There are some singles up there as well.
Sure.
Moonmark will hand out some keys to you.
Alright.
We pay ourselves from the group loot.
I'm going to pay for mine personally, just because that was a choice. That was all.
So I can pay for my room myself as well.
I think rooms we pay for ourselves just
No.
because we have different preferences.
What was the cheapest one again?
20 gross.
Nice.
No, not 20 gross, it's 50 for the single. He doesn't have any group rooms here.
Right, okay, cool. I will take more out then.
20 is for the stables, the cheaper stables.
That's where I'm getting mixed up. Cool. Well, if you excuse me, I have sleep to have. Good night.
I would like two of what she's having and gestured to the Ronso in the table.
She's having berry wine. I can get you two of those.
Mumar will pour 2 tall glasses of fluorescent purple liquid.
And how much do I owe you?
That'll be 20 grass.
Thank you. And she'll take both the glasses and head over the table and slide the other one over to the other room. So, mind if I join you?
Not at all, Sister Shiva. I overheard your conversation with the proprietor. Have you come to pay piety to our clan?
Perhaps another way. We are mostly traveling through the mountains. I was mostly just excited to talk to another of my kin. Haven't been around my kind for a long time.
That is quite often the case if you're not amongst a tribe at all times. I mostly find myself wandering the other folk and seeing those of my kind on the mountains.
Of course, where are my manners? I'm Drasenka.
I am Pharaoh Sheva.
Can you tell me about the tribes in the mountains?
I can do. It is mostly a singular tribe, however, with quite a large settlement of buildings and tents. We are much in reverie of the goddess of ice, Shiva. We've been there for longer than I've been around, and accepting of anyone to come visit, though most people find it hard to find it without a guide. I see from the locket on your neck you're also a follower of Shiva, if not benefiting from her power.
I am indeed a devout of hers.
Well, then you should pay heed to whenever she whispers towards you on the mountains. We often listen to whatever she has to say when she guides us on our path or stops us from being lost.
I aim to do so whenever I can. She has already given me quite a lot of guidance as well.
That is good to hear. Be it part of your blood or that devout worship of her. It is always nice to know that she aids others.
Pardon me if this is a strange question, but has anyone ever split from the tribe? Either of their own volition or by being driven away for one reason or another?
There has been discussions about such things, but I don't normally pay a lot of mind to it. You'd be better off asking the Elder. They are most likely alive if anything like that happened.
I'll have to keep that in mind then. And Drasenka will just basically spend the rest of the day talking to Pharaoh if she's fine with it.
Yep.
Is anyone else doing anything in the Colourful Bard?
Not from me, no.
Just drinking, but no.
Alright, is the party resting in the tavern?
I mean, why not? We pay for the
Yeah.
rooms.
Yep.
Unless Al passes out on the bar, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, what was
If
the
she does, Drasenka will get her to her room.
Sorry, Andrew, do you say anything as well?
I was saying, what was the question?
If you're just going to be resting in the Colourful Bard.
Oh yeah.
Is like talking to Spons, having a good time, but also keeping an eye on Al as she said, like,
Oh,
steadily
absolutely.
slumps. Yeah.
Alright. I need everyone to give me a perception roll, please.
I'm probably staying up like as late as I can into the rest to just read, but I will probably fall asleep at some point. Eesh, that makes sense.
Zaire is apparently just going outside of his room to do his perception.
Sorry, my brain is not fun right now.
Thunderstorm put some static in your brain.
I'm just fuzzy and sleepy.
Alright. Al, during your rest, you feel the tavern become much colder than it used to be, enough to the point where it wakes you up, as you can see your breath start to appear in front of your face. And you can hear some movement in the room next to yours.
Now we'll come out of the room. Which room is it? Which room is it?
It's the room to the south. It would
Do I-
technically be locked if whoever's in there would have locked it whilst they're
I
in
was
there.
about to say, do I know if it's any of my party or?
You would know it's Drasenka's room.
I will try and just open the door.
I mean, if it's Drasenka would have blocked it for the night.
I will just continue to rattle the door handle and try and open it.
Where is it?
It's me! Why is it so cold?
He'll get up and go open it. Sorry, you can.
Is it noticeably colder in her room?
Yes.
Why is it so cold in here?
I'm sorry to have woken you. I believe it is my queen's doing.
Is your
Oh,
what
sorry,
doing?
here you go. Drasenka will pick up the blanket from her bed and offer it to Al.
Al will wrap herself in the towel. Not towel, blanket.
I'd use a towel too if you want. I believe she need to find this shrine. The other also here worship.
But I don't understand why that's making your room cold.
You do know I worship the goddess Shiva, correct?
Yes.
And she's also referred to as the Ice Queen.
Yeah. Oh! I think I'm getting it.
Indeed, it is a bit of a calling card, to put it crudely.
Is she coming? Is she here? Do I need to bow?
If you'd like, I believe she at least was here.
Al starts looking around the room. He's still like, where is she? Oh, was here.
Indeed.
Did you two speak? What's it like talking to a goddess?
Well, she spoke to me at least. And I do believe if I have something to tell her, she's listening.
Okay. And Al's just going to sit down in the corner of the room and wait and watch.
Well, I did say she's probably already gone by now. Or for now.
Aw, I thought you said you were going to talk to her. I thought that means she'll come back.
Well,
What?
in
what
a
did she
way,
say
she's
to you?
always with me. Well, I said she told me to find the shrine.
In the mountains?
Yes.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
You do realize it is still the middle of the night, no?
It is? Well, why'd you wake me up?
I did apologize for that. That was not intentional. But thank you for checking in on me.
No problem. I was just wondering why it's cold. Night.
Good night, Al.
She's walking out still in the blanket.
Dressing will just let her have the blanket.
But how are you going to sleep comfortably now?
I'll just take my own. I think I have on my own blanket or something. I have thick fur, I'm fine.
Now wraps us up. Yes.
Like a sausage roll.
Yep.
Did Drazenka say what she said she was going to say in reply?
I haven't said it yet, but I'll... I can say it out loud, it's fine. Basically, as soon as Al leaves, she'll sit like she's sat on her bed when she got the message, and then Al came over and she'll sit back down and just bow her head in prayer. I owe you so much, my queen. I will do as you bid. I will follow your guidance.
There is no response except for the cold atmosphere.
Then she'll eventually go back to sleep.
Alright. The day will pass into the next.
Good morning, everyone.
You see Al sort of just coming out, sniffing the air. Breakfast. Breakfast. Breakfast.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning! Why is the door locked? Let me out!
That's
That
not
is
the way
storage
downstairs.
room, customer.
Ow. There's an enemy behind you. Run downstairs.
To be fair, I think she was unconscious when she went into her room last night.
Oh.
Breakfast.
Yeah, that's typical.
I see. Maybe I shouldn't have given her that money.
She's fast to recover, she'll be fine.
Everyone will realise what's happened and go back to all the doors and close them.
Breakfast?
Yeah, breakfast is ready.
Breakfast? Do you have meat on breakfast?
Mumon will pick out a plate as the Moogles goes to and fro to put stuff on top of it. As the base of it is a large flank of steak, topped with sausages, eggs, peas, sweet corn, and mash.
Steak for breakfast? I'm staying here.
Need a lot of protein to be surviving the cold weather.
Flank is traditionally quite a good cut. Enough flat to make it flavourful and hold energy, and then just waffles about meat cuts for about 5 minutes. So do carry on with that way.
I think I'll also collect the plate and then kind of look at Al like, would you mind joining us on the table, Al?
Yep, sure. She's still eating while she's moving to the table.
So, grab a plate and start cutting up his food into tiny little bites, and then chewing them all the way through and swallowing very carefully so that he doesn't get any food on his fur.
If only there was a skill for culinary cleanliness.
It's just diplomacy for etiquette.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
works.
kind of makes sense.
That was a laugh.
That was a
That
laugh.
was a laugh.
Yeah, what says?
Sure,
That's-
since Iron also got a crit, you can have a hero point, Jazenka.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm
We'd
funny
love to see
sometimes.
it.
That was funny.
You are funny.
I was kind of waiting for Drazenka to say like, "Oh, I've already
Looking
got
and
3,"
smelling doesn't count.
because she never uses her hero points.
True.
I have to now.
One
I
of
need
these
to use
days-
them when I want to hit with Shatter Strike, because that's the only time I hit with it.
True.
That gets better over time, though. When you hit like a higher level, you just won't use them again. We know it.
Just I need to
What
start getting my wisdom higher.
Your next character
You need to
should take
get those
all of
ridiculous
the hero
bonuses.
point feats.
Well, it's funny you mention that because I think you were genuinely thinking that, weren't you, G? That you're going to do like a character with all the hero point stuff.
At some point.
So you can have even more hero points and not use them.
Exactly.
She's got to have a separate notebook just full of like cracking jokes to just try and get those extra hero points.
But that's a good diplomacy roll. I take it you're just very. Do we hear the sort of like the violin music come in for when Zahiran's eating his food?
It's just a contradiction between Ao and Zaire. Like, one is just meticulously using knife and fork and being very careful, and the other's just hom nom 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 nom.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
ours.
Al is probably not even using her cutlery. She's probably just full on using hands.
Yeah,
Zarin takes 20 minutes to set up his plate setting before he grabs his plate and sits down and meticulously eats. Al just digs in.
Yeah, this is very much like Zaira's using 3 forms of knife and fork, like full etiquette, and Al is fully just demolishing the plate, like at the point where
Al-
you've probably eaten it.
Al just grows her claws and bite to use that.
You know, to be fair, to be 100% fair, I think knowledge, nobility, and royalty might have been a better bet, but I don't have that, so.
Nobility would make sense though, because that's like tradition, isn't it? So
Well,
naturally,
that would be
though, so
knowing the etiquette, but diplomacy would be the acting out the etiquette.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Would it not be like a
Maybe a combination of two in actually like noble etiquette requiring setting, but
That's
Yeah.
a new skill.
noble place setting skill?
Perform dinner.
isn't
It'll
there like
be
a profession
perform
that
dinner
deals with
party.
this? Perform etiquette. Anyway, going back to the situation, while the other two are eating as normally as they can, dressing as kind of digging at her own plate, just waiting for everyone to get seated.
Edwin's just in the middle of the hallway.
Come on, sit down. Get some food. Yes, that's a good cut of meat, Edwin. Come on.
You need to entice him with a medical journal on the table.
I just don't give him like a.
Put it
just-
on the table.
Just don't give him a plate knife. Just give him a scalpel. He'll come and sit down.
Ow, just like poke your hand with your claw and have it bleed a bit. He'll come running.
He's probably bit her tongue multiple times.
Jack B,
Sorry, what happened?
they're waiting for you to join them at the table.
Oh, I'm still explaining meat cuts, but if someone asks me to go to the table, then yes, I will return to the table.
The funny thing is, I already mentioned that, and I was like, still motioning you towards the table. Like I was mentioning meat cuts. Yes, that's a nice one. Come on, sit down.
Oh,
Yeah,
quite
it-
impressive, but you still need to eat also yourself.
Yeah, he's moved on to like, but ribeye has a different texture because and then you see Zaira's hand just pulling him over, and probably the words, yes, food.
Your body does need the calories, Edwin, even if your mind is already thinking about them.
You're very correct. And we'll pull out his eating scalpel and fork and begin to eat.
Wow, man, you called that one out.
I knew it. He just goes back to eating.
Before we head off, there is something I want to talk to you first.
Food. He's like, is it about that thing last night?
It is, yes.
Please chew your food for everyone's sake.
1d2. If she rolls a 1, she starts choking. She starts choking.
Okay, I immediately moved to the Heimrich because what else am I going to do? Please go on. Don't. This happens regularly.
Over Heimlich?
I'm aware I'm her friend after all.
Yes, you are. I don't crack a rib. You're fine.
Yes.
It is, as I said, something happened last night. This about the journey ahead.
I think this bears sitting down for.
Perhaps.
Well,
I received a message word from my queen. and she wants me to visit the shrine we heard about. I know we are somewhat pressed on time, and did not wish any more detours, and I was not sure how pressing this would be on my end, but I would at least need to make this journey.
You sound a little worried, Ritzinka.
Yes, you do.
I do not know what she wants from me. She wants me to visit the shrine and atone for something my family once did.
Atone? I won't pretend to understand your faith. How are the actions of your family impacting you?
Some things I suppose are ancestral.
Well, if we don't spend any more time here, I see no reason not to.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, since we now are, or at least I am, and if you are willing to join me on this, to visit the shrine. It sounded like it is quite out of the way, and we would probably benefit from having a guide with us. It would also expedite the journey.
Evan's just going to upend his coin purse and try and figure out how much money he's got. I just look at the other two.
If it is something like that, I'm also willing to, if I have the funds for
How
it, pay
much
for
is
it
it?
myself. I'm unsure, I haven't asked yet.
Feros, is Feros here? Feros, are you here?
Nobody responds to the call of Feros. There are
What
no
was the-
metals here.
What was the name of the person that they mentioned, the guide?
Pharaoh,
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, what the fuck?
the one
am I
right
doing?
below
Okay,
us.
right. My understanding of Pharaoh is F-E-R-O. That's probably why I didn't know know to call them. Whoops.
If you ask where Pharaoh is, she will look over. Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic, we need a guide. Here is money.
Here is money.
How much do you need? And then I'll look at Drdanko and go, I apologise, and I'll bring it back, and I'll let them do the talking.
I apologize for the straightness, but yes, we indeed figured we might be in need of a guide after all.
How
Well,
much do your
I am-
services cost?
I am currently available. If you wish to be taken from here all the way to the other, it is a total of 20 gil. If not, I can ferry you to the tribe's settlement, which is only 10 gil.
If we paid you 40, could you do both?
You'd be paying me double. It's just 20 to go to the other side of the mountain. A stop at the settlement would be taken anyway.
I didn't know if they were in the same direction.
They are pretty much, but I would not risk any sort of dangers resting outside of the settlement.
20 gil. I currently am not flush on
I'm
that.
happy to pay for it in its entirety, since it is partly my request.
Do you happen to have any wiggle room on that, Pharaoh?
Not if I'm wanting to make much of a profit.
We can work on that.
Alright.
It's fine, Sayron, if you don't have the physical fund.
Edward Smith, Gil, give 5.
Yep, that's pretty much it. We'll hand over 5 to Trazenka, basically, say, yep, I'm in.
Trazenka will like look at him and give a thankful nod. And offer the rest of the 15.
I'm good to leave whenever you 4 are.
We do have a carriage that we have to take to the. I believe we decided it was a Wainwright. Yeah. And
Oh,
to
they're
get
working on it already.
Oh, they are. Okay, I missed that. I'm sorry.
No, it's not a problem. They did it yesterday, but we should be
Do we
okay.
need to stock up on rations?
Likely,
Probably fresh water too.
indeed. Unfortunately, I don't think your magics will allow all of us and the chocobos water. We need fresh water.
And we need to keep it somewhere where it won't freeze. That might mean like inside of the carriage.
Yes, I can sit on the back step if need be.
You should not need to have too much in the way of water. I can create and purify whatever we have.
I suppose you are going through a snowscape, so water will not exactly be hard to find to purify, yes?
Well, it's quite the cold climate. It would be rather hard to boil it, but as I say, I could just make some.
Let's just do that then. Yes, let's move on. We've been here for quite some time. Our back and forthing has lost us a lot of it.
All right, then let's get going.
Thank you, everyone. Truly.
Why would you thank us? We're friends. We're moving towards an objective.
You literally just took a whole week out of your life to face down a necromancer that had something to do with my past. That's the least I could do is to just follow you on the journey that we're already taking.
I understand, but I can still be appreciative of everything you do.
I appreciate your appreciation.
Thank you.
Well, this is very emotional, shall we?
Indeed.
Edwin.
Al, please stop eating the rest of my breakfast and keep going.
Don't waste food!
Bring it with you, get a bag, and then it'll just keep going.
She'll sort of just scoop it up into her hands and just start eating out of her hand.
Well, that crumb.
Sure.
You broke up a lot there.
I think you peaked your mic, honestly.
I will hold it out to Zero and say, do you want some? And then she'll turn around and say, no, it's mine.
He will hastily take 3 steps back and no! Get your hands away from me, you filthy beast.
Wow.
She immediately turns around. What
Them's
did you
fine
just call
words.
me?
Now.
I was going to take one hand of food and try and throw it at Zero.
I gotta dodge.
Oh, Zayran, please.
Well, I'm glad they have plenty of energy for the climb.
That they do.
Aaron will clean up the mess that Al made and apologize to Moonmarn.
I apologize in advance for any discomfort they might cause on the way, but I assure you they are friendly. They are wonderful people.
Oh, she's not gone yet. Oh boy. So Aaron is going to try to hide behind Drazenka.
Drazenka needs some assistance. Let's do that. Yes.
If anything, I wouldn't have it any other way, to be
I'm
honest.
ready to go.
You're right. At least try and hit them next time, Al.
Less mess on the floor that way.
Exactly. I mean, Zara, I know you can dodge it, but maybe once every so often you let that hinder you.
What? Didn't you get a point?
Understandable.
Leaving the colourful bard, you're able to get to your carriage, at which point you can see that the treads and protection has already been attached to its exterior, as well as the chocobos being garbed in there. Did you get them cold weather clothing? I think you did.
We did. Yeah, we bought
We got
cold weather
something.
clothing. Yeah, we bought cold weather clothing for the whole cart, which include. I'm pretty sure you said included the chocobos, but I may be wrong there.
Yeah, with a companion cold weather.
There
Yeah.
you go, that's it.
And before we set off, I can also cast Venture Elements on everyone, if they want it.
No, I want to suffer. Yes, give me that, please.
If I can, actually. Hang on. I can give it to everyone, but then I'm out of MP.
Save some. I'm happy to go without if need
No, I'm
be.
fine without it. I should be at least for the first check of the journey.
Okay, no, it's your MP to be fair. So
And I'll offer it to Pharaoh if she'll have it, but she might have similar resistances.
She'll take it.
Alright, 6 casting it is.
Just a double check. Al and Zairin are on the driver's seat, yeah?
driver's
that
seat should
was-
be
It was
Sorry,
Rosenka
Rebecca
before,
and-
but
Drazenka,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not going to be Al. They'll be fighting the
Yeah.
whole way.
Yeah, we did that
Yeah.
to split them apart. Sorry, Etrogo.
Oh no, I was just about to mention the same thing you guys were, that would just be a recipe for disaster.
We didn't
So
have
it's
boarding off the
Drazenka
mountain.
and Zairin then.
Rope
Yes.
is still Rosenka, yeah.
Unless Drazenka wants to have some time with Pharaoh in the back, or have Pharaoh up front. I don't know.
Pharaoh has her own chocobo she's riding.
Oh, okay. No, I think the formula is me and Ara in the back, Draz and Zaya are at the front.
Actually, just making a note of it now on the map, so I'd have to ask again. All right.
Would make sense that Al's at the front, but sorry, go.
It would do, yeah.
With the carriage heading on its way to the mountain, Pharaoh is in the front, basically guiding your steps as you begin the journey over the mountain range. As we will end the session here.